Exclusive The Young and the Restless spoilers Wednesday, July 8th. Patty silences Jack, Michael fights back, and Billy questions Jill. Patty takes a dangerous step to protect her secret. Michael launches Diane's defense, and Billy's trust issues with Jill boil over. This article contains spoilers for the upcoming episode of The Young and the Restless, airing Tuesday, July 7th in Canada and Wednesday, July 8th in the United States. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, July 8th indicate some interesting moments in Genoa City. Patty Williams, Stacey Hayduke, will silence Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, as Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc, strategizes for his new case. Plus, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, and Jill Abbott, Lauren Koslow, clash again. Learn more about what's going down during Wednesday's show below. Key takeaways. Patty makes a desperate move to keep Jack from exposing the truth. Michael develops a legal strategy to clear Diane's name. Christine faces a difficult decision as Diane's case heats up. Billy confronts Jill and questions her true motives. Family loyalties are tested as the Abbott crisis spirals out of control. Patty Williams' deadly move. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, July 8th, reveal that Patty will force Jack to keep quiet. During the Tuesday, July 7th episode, Diane Abbott, Susan Walters, was released from police custody and headed straight to the hospital. There, she joined Billy, Tracy Abbott, Beth Maitland, and Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, by Jack's bedside. He's yet to wake up, so will Patty try to sneak into Jack's room and kill him before he does so? She claims she loves him, but she knows that if he comes to, he'll tell the GSPD that it was Patty, not Diane, who stabbed him. Can Patty pull this off? Michael Baldwin's new strategy. Across town, Michael will corner the town's new district attorney, Christine Romalotti Lauralee Bell, and plead Diane's case. At the very least, Christine does have a level head, and being married to Paul Williams, Doug Davidson, she knows the kind of chaos Patty has caused in Jack's life and his family. She also may not be friends with Diane, but it might be difficult for her to believe that the woman would commit murder/stab Jack. What will Christine tell Michael? Can she even try the case, or will it be a conflict of interest? Billy Abbott questions his mom. Lastly, The Young and the Restless spoilers for July 8th note that Billy and Jill will get into it again, as they try to repair their broken relationship. Still, during their fight, Billy will question Jill's intentions. There are major trust issues for Billy where his mom is concerned, and they stem from her selling Chancellor Industries to Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, all those years ago. Can Jill prove her love to Billy? Will they mend fences? Fans will have to tune in to find out. What storyline are you most interested in seeing unfold on Wednesday? Share your thoughts in the comment section. The boardroom was silent except for the steady ticking of an antique clock mounted above the fireplace. Every executive seated around the polished oak table understood that a single sentence could change the future of the company forever. Emma Hart stood at the head of the room, her hands resting lightly on the table. She had inherited more than her father's business empire. She had inherited decades of enemies, secrets, and impossible expectations. "I've made my decision," she announced calmly. Before anyone could respond, the conference room doors swung open. Victoria Cross walked in carrying a sealed envelope. "You'll want to read this before making any announcements." The atmosphere instantly shifted. Emma accepted the envelope, slowly breaking the seal while every pair of eyes remained fixed on her face. As she unfolded the documents, the confidence in her expression disappeared. "This can't be real." Victoria nodded. "It is." Across the table, Marcus Reed smiled ever so slightly. He had spent months waiting for this exact moment. "What does it say?" one director asked nervously. Emma hesitated. "It changes everything." The meeting ended without another word. Across town, investigative attorney Daniel Ross was preparing for a courtroom hearing that could determine the fate of one of the city's most influential families. His client insisted she was innocent. The evidence suggested otherwise. Daniel had built his career by exposing corruption, but this case felt different. Every witness seemed frightened. Every document led to another mystery. His assistant entered carrying fresh files. "We found another financial transfer." Daniel looked up. "From who?" "The same anonymous account." He frowned. "Someone is paying people to stay quiet." That realization transformed the entire investigation. Meanwhile, ambitious entrepreneur Ryan Cole found himself standing outside his mother's luxury penthouse. He hadn't spoken to her in weeks. Their disagreement over the family business had grown into something much larger than either of them expected. When the door opened, Eleanor Cole greeted him with surprising warmth. "I wondered how long it would take." Ryan remained cautious. "You wanted to see me?" She gestured toward the living room. "We both need answers." As they sat across from one another, years of resentment filled the silence. Finally, Ryan spoke. "Why didn't you trust me?" Eleanor looked away. "Because I made the same mistakes when I was your age." Ryan wasn't convinced. "That's not the whole story." "No," she admitted quietly. "It isn't." Elsewhere, journalist Olivia Grant received an anonymous phone call. "I know who's behind everything." She immediately reached for her notebook. "Who is this?" "You don't know me." "Then tell me." The caller hesitated. "If I reveal my name, I won't survive the week." The line went silent before disconnecting. Olivia stared at her phone. Someone was terrified. Someone powerful wanted the truth buried. She decided she would publish the story no matter the consequences. The city's annual charity gala brought together politicians, executives, celebrities, and socialites beneath glittering chandeliers. Everyone smiled for the cameras. Almost no one trusted the person standing beside them. Emma arrived alone. Daniel entered moments later. Ryan walked in with unexpected confidence. Olivia quietly blended into the crowd, searching for the source who had promised to meet her. The orchestra began playing as guests raised their glasses. Then every light inside the ballroom suddenly went dark. Gasps echoed through the room. When emergency lighting finally flickered on, one guest had disappeared. Another had collapsed. Security rushed toward the center of the ballroom. Emma pushed through the crowd. "What happened?" No one answered. Instead, everyone noticed a single envelope lying on the marble floor. Across the front were 5 handwritten words. "The truth cannot stay buried." Police immediately sealed the building. Guests were questioned individually. Rumors spread faster than facts. Some believed the collapse was an accident. Others suspected poison. Daniel carefully watched everyone's reactions. Fear often revealed more than testimony. Across the room, Marcus quietly slipped his phone into his pocket after sending a brief text. "It's done." Emma noticed. "Who were you messaging?" "No one important." She didn't believe him. Outside, reporters gathered behind police barricades. Olivia recognized one detective leaving the ballroom. "What can you tell us?" "No comment." "Was someone attacked?" "No comment." "Is there a suspect?" The detective paused. "We're exploring every possibility." That was enough for Olivia. By sunrise, every major news outlet carried headlines describing the mysterious incident. The city awakened, filled with questions. Ryan couldn't sleep. His mother's unexpected confession replayed in his mind. She knew far more than she admitted. The following morning, he searched through old family records stored in a forgotten attic. Hidden beneath decades of paperwork was a faded photograph. On the back, someone had written a date and a name, one he had never heard before. When he showed the picture to Eleanor later that afternoon, she froze. "Where did you find this?" "In your old files." She slowly sat down. "I prayed no one would ever see that." Ryan realized the mystery stretched back decades. Emma arranged a private meeting with Daniel. She no longer knew whom she could trust inside her own company. "I need someone who isn't afraid." Daniel smiled. "You called the right person." She slid several confidential documents across the table. If these become public, careers will end. Daniel opened the first file. Within seconds, he understood why she looked so worried. The scandal threatened not only the corporation, but several of the city's most respected leaders. Someone had manipulated contracts, hidden millions, and erased evidence. But they had overlooked one crucial detail. A witness had survived. As storms rolled across the skyline, every major player moved into position. Alliances shifted. Old enemies became temporary partners. Friends questioned each other's loyalty. The search for truth had only begun, and every revelation carried a higher price than the last. Some sought justice. Others sought revenge. A few simply wanted to protect the people they loved. Yet one thing became painfully clear. The greatest danger wasn't the secrets everyone already knew. It was the secret that nobody had uncovered, at least not yet. And when that final truth emerged, no family, no friendship, and no fortune would remain untouched.